Are we live? Yeah, I'm live. Okay. So I'm gonna start the raging game. I have to do the customization so that you know, you know what I mean? I have to do the customization. Hold on, I have to get on the chat. I have to get into the chat so that I can see you. Whoever's still watching. YouTube, Lucy, live. Oof, my fingers are burned. Oh my gosh. Burned by a burger. Chrome. Lucy Haza. Where's Dr. Jones? I always has. Okay. Yep, we're doing the controller thing. I don't have enough USB ports. God, I wish I had more USB ports. I wish I had more USB ports. Okay, time to rage. Time to rage out. Uh, this is actually not a horrible situation right here. Oh wait, never mind. Yes, it is. Hey, we're gonna restart it from formation.
Ready and willing.
Job. Oh look, we are on the way to. We mastered his job. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool that we've mastered his job? Oh yeah, I'm gonna announce that I'm live. Uh,
Very well.
Ready for battle. Let us begin.
Forward. Marquis Elmdor,
Hello.
I know not what has befallen you, but it matters no longer.
True. Cunt. Nobody cares about you anymore.
For you are no longer a man. Using the power of the Oricite, you are become a Lucavi.
A Lucavi.
I need no other reason to strike you down. Whatever the cost, I will rid the world of your evil.
True. Hello, Maya Mayor. How many people in the audience like FF Tactics or Triangle Strategy for that matter? Oh, a lot of people like Triangle Strategy. Come on. Come on. We all have fun when we do the whole voting stuff over the most ridiculous things. Like, should I go visit dad or prevent a genocide of a village? I mean, come on. Come on. When I have to listen to the calm arguments of a guy saying maybe we should just let them all be killed or become slaves. Let's vote on it.
That too is a desire, no different from that of all men. When your life's flame gutters, do you think you can resist being consumed by it?
Mm-hmm.
Every deed left undone, every failure, every regret will give rise to desires that call the darkness. And when it answers, what would your most fervent desire invoke, I wonder? Mayhap you will experience a miracle akin to that which saw your friend rise again. But in all likelihood, you will become one of us. For there is no man in whom darkness does not reside. Do you see them? The souls of the tormented. In life, they too bore darkness in their hearts. And now they serve it.
We rescued this guy at the beginning of the game.
What say you, Ramza? Will you not join them?
Looking back, Algus working under this guy was a red flag. I think. A bit. What do you think? Greater Rain. Are you saying you don't like Triangle Strategy? Come on.
The dark within, embrace it now, and thus, ere dying, join my legion of undeath.
Imagine asking a shady stone for power and ending up looking like this. Holy crap, what a disappointing. What a disappointment. I'd fall into deep depression if that's how I'd end up looking.
The Marquis is made a demon. What devilry is this?
Now then.
It's actually very different. It has a lot of different mechanics. actually plays quite different than FF Tactics. This is like saying that Super Mario is the same game as N++. Come on.
Death beckons you. Embrace your death.
The Orosite transformed Marquis Elmdor into this abomination.
It did. The stones harbor great magics, and they have the ability to manifest one's deepest desire. Well and good if a desire is noble, but those faced with death amidst battle are wont to wish for one thing above all else: power. So it was with Wiegraf. He was ignorant of the Orosite's secret until it answered him at death's door, and its darkness consumed him, turning him into a Lucavi. I can only assume the same fate befell Marquis
I cannot
Elmdor
believe you, by the
and
way.
Cardinal Delacroix as well. Your brother Isolud learned of this foul truth and died fighting it.
I believe that you have no respect for the greatest runner in gaming.
That he should have stood against such evil. He was brave indeed. I see now that you speak the truth, Ramza. But there is one thing I would yet know, though I fear to ask. If Wiegraf only learned the truth of the stones on the brink of death, what of my father? What knowledge has he of this?
He's the orchestrator of all this. He killed your brother.
I tried to tell you earlier, but
Such irony that ones born into power should stridently disparage its pursuit.
This game? I'm actually very far in this game.
For seeking
We are very
power,
far.
our kind you do condemn. Yet power is that which paves the path to peace. The vanquisher from vanquished it divides, and from it, order does in turn arise.
We are in the late game.
You who wield demonic power would speak of order. Peace that is begotten by such is no peace at all. My brother believed in the cause and served faithfully. But you fiends slaughtered him as if he were less than livestock. The way his body was torn apart. Whatever monstrosity did the deed clearly reveled in the carnage it wrought.
Your dad. Your
Ramza
dad.
is right. In your pursuit of power, you have been consumed by darkness and twisted into abominations.
Wow.
Ah, Meliadur, the seed of Falmar's loins. Alike with sire sink-lid you are.
There's Tyrant. I'm just gonna warn you right now. If the stream abruptly ends, then that means that the electricity went. And I don't have a battery to hook up. So, yeah.
A secret unto you I shall reveal. From where this stone did come into my hand, upon me 'twas bestowed by your Lord Father. And now the name of he who slew your brother. Again, it was Lord Falmarv did the deed.
Where? Once again, we're playing the game of will I get bombed tonight? Please consider donating or subscribing.
You shall have no mercy.
Will I be bombed by drones tonight? Or will nothing happen?
Ramza, forgive me for treating you as a heretic. From the first, you tried to tell me the truth, but I refused to listen.
True.
I'm truly sorry.
You're stupid.
Any would struggle to believe such a far-fetched tale. I might have done the same in your place. So let us leave it in the past, and fight as comrades now. Together, we will avenge Isilud. I must concentrate.
Let me see. Oof. So how's everybody doing? I'm listening in for drones. How's your day? How's your day treating you? Hmm?
So this is a Lucavi of legend. I had not...
Indeed, they are the true enemy, and we must stop them at all costs.
I see now. It was in order to fight this evil that I survived to join Barbaneth's son.
Barbaneth's son, who was killed poisoned by your older bro. Wait, am I gone? What? How am I gone? I'm not gone. Hold on, that's impossible. What? I'm still alive, aren't I? Oh, disconnected? Oh wow, okay, thank you. I was like, wait, what? I was gone?
With purpose.
With purpose. Please come to this beautiful stream.
By heaven's will upon heart etched, Let minds impure be cleansed. Divine ruination.
Divine ruination. Burp. Burp. Ooh.
If I must.
Sitzlops. I will rid you. Ugh. What? That's not fair.
To behold your grotesque form,
Gruesome.
none would believe you were ever hailed as the Silver Prince.
Silver Prince. He looks like a weird... What the hell is that in his mouth?
Far has that hero fallen.
No longer am I Eldor, mortal man. As the Death Seraph, power great I wield.
He does not look like a Death Seraph. He looks like some weird, twisted thing.
Beyond your comprehension
Disgusting.
lies this power.
In so befouling your soul for power, what is it that you hope to achieve?
To cleanse this world corrupt and all remake. The weak, those such as you, must needs be purged.
Oh my god.
I've lived through worse.
I think the danger might be over. Maybe. I'm not sure, actually. We'll check it out in a moment.
You cannot win. You shall have no mercy.
Yeah, he's just a meat puppet. Very weird. Oh. What? Oh, I hate those status effects.
The Aurus.
It did. Well, and so it. I can own your.
I might be screwed.
That he should have. I see. If we.
I.
Such a forsaken event.
You who wield...
I hope I'm not stuck on this battle, because if I will have to steal... Oh no. Oh no.
Ramza.
Whatever. The reality of the situation is that if I leave this battle to grind anything, I will have to restart all the battles again, including that frustrating battle when I had to steal all of the equipment. Yeah, that's right.
So this is...
Cardinal Dela...
So this is...
Indeed.
I see now.
Indeed.
Now then.
Indeed.
To behold your grotesque form, none would believe you were ever hailed as the
That is
son
a
of
grotesque
Far,
form,
as
not gonna
that
lie.
hero fallen.
That's not an exaggeration. It's not an exaggeration to say that that form is grotesque, actually. Vile, disgusting creature.
Come on.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Yay. Dun, 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 dun. Isn't that cool? Am I cool?
That should be fine.
Death beckons you.
Isn't it?
Shut up.
How much HP does this guy have? I swear to God.
To thus force change upon the world is madness. The innocent will die, and you'll beget naught but destruction and chaos.
A pretext spun in fear of truth, no more. As feeble mortal, perish here you shall.
I fight in the name of justice for the good of the people. I will neither yield nor fall to your vile kind.
True. The people. I fight for the pea and poo.
Then come, and bring your justice now to bear. your futile cause to be revealed as such.
Oh, okay. Okay. Divine Ruination. Shadow Blade. Wait, what? He's dead?
Whence comes this power?
Wait, that was so easy. Oh my god.
That I, who death had conquered, now should fall. Defeated by a stripling scarcely grown.
Maybe I overestimated the rage thing. Maybe I just started judging everything by that one annoying battle, and it all fell downhill from there. Maybe.
Full many stricken souls for power still yearn. Their mournful cries for succor going unheard. Forgive me, Volmarv. Hope with you now rests.
Yeah, why didn't you gang him up? Why did you fight him one by one? That's stupid. Whatever. Typical villain logic. We're just gonna fight him one by one.
My mind reels to think such terrible power lay concealed within this tiny crystal. I was led to believe that the Church sought the stones solely to bring to life the legend of the Zodiac Braves. Yet the Marquis and others used their power to become Lucavi, and they thought it justified. The mere notion fills me with dread. These are not the miracles of legend, but the gravest evil.
The truth was kept well guarded, from you and Isolde alike. Even Wiegraf knew naught until he lay near death. Like as not, Lord Volmarv bestows the stones without revealing their secret. 'Tis only when the bearer has struck a pact and risen as a Lucavi that he brings them into the fold. Which leads me to wonder, how many have thus joined him?
What is it that they seek? That my father seeks?
I cannot see their ends. If we are to judge from the massacre at Riovanes, they possess power enough already to drive an army to its knees. Yet still they do not use it, or even flaunt it openly. There must be a reason, and that reason is our answer.
Surely they stay their hands for something. The tales depict the Lucavi as irrepressibly savage beings, who cannot be felled by men.
Indeed. They do not appear to be the undying demons of which the legends speak.
Legends are but stories, I suppose, embellished with each retelling. After centuries, who is to know how much has been changed?
Lord Fulmarv refrains from using his power to wreak wanton destruction, instead preferring to operate in the shadows towards some unknown goal. And as he succumbed, Marquis Elmdor spoke of salvation for souls who yearn for power. But what salvation could the Lucavi possibly have to offer?
The selfsame power bestowed by the Orosite, to wield which is to become Lucavi. My father entrusted me with this, the Sagittarius stone. It seemed to learn how wrong I've been about everything. I feel an utter fool. Ramza, I entrust the Orosite to you. I no longer have need of it. But in return, I ask a favor.
Take me
Take
with
me
you.
with you. It is my duty to stop
boy.
my father.
Your aid would be most welcome, Meliador. Let us journey together.
Wherever my father may be at present, he will eventually return to our headquarters in Molond. That is where we must go. But ere we set forth, there is something important I must mention. At my father's orders, the Capricorn Stone has been delivered to someone who I can only assume is another candidate. Your brother, Count Dicedog.
What? My brother?
Makes sense. Yeah,
I
you can
must find the
refuse
truth.
to accept her, which is wild.
He disappeared. Search the Eastern Hall. He was injured when he sprung his cell. He couldn't have run far.
Oren, what's happened? You're bleeding.
Your Majesty, there is something I must tell you.
Oh no. DJC has lost his son.
You mustn't speak.
I beg you, hear my words. 'Twas not Count Orlando who murdered Duke Goltana. The man found dead beside the Duke was an impostor, planted to frame my father. My father had been imprisoned here on charges of treason. But he fled with Ramza Beowulf ere the killing took place. He fights now to frustrate the High Confessor's plot.
I did not think the Count a man who would plot a rebellion.
The door won't open. Queen Amelia, are you safe? Please open the door, Your Majesty.
But if not your father, then who? Why go to such lengths to frame him?
Your Majesty! We found him! He's...
Leave us.
My lord?
Stand up, turn, and walk back through the door.
But, Lord Commander...
It was not a request.
As you command.
Damn.
beg you, hurt him no further.
This is a foolish thing you've done, Orban.
Traitor! You have no right to speak to me!
You act as though you did not wish for what I did. Look around you. Do you see any earnest tears? You were not alone in praying for the demise of that blustering oaf. Far more rejoiced than not, in fact. I even made your father out for dead. You should thank me. No one pursues a man known slain.
I am in no mood for japes.
Why would you do such a thing, Delita?
I told you, didn't I? I work to see you made a queen for true.
Naught you do is for true. You wish only to use me like the rest.
You do not trust me.
No. Hello, Konrad. Witam.
You trust me or you don't, Avelia? Which is it?
I want to trust you. I do. But it is not such an easy thing.
Return to your chambers. I would have words with Orban.
You gonna kill him?
Please do not hurt him.
I won't. You have my word.
We're gonna see if he just kills him now, like a liar that he is. Or the woman will hurt him, and then he won't be a liar, technically speaking.
What I meant to do is done. I only sought to clear my father's name. Go on. Just make it quick.
Stop your whimpering. I do not mean to kill you. That would be a waste.
What use could you possibly see in me?
Your loyal service.
Again, you jape. I would die before I bent my knee in your service.
No. No, you would not. As was the will of the Black Lion, I am going to bring down the northern sky. And when that sky falls, the land of Ivalice will again be made level. Then, I build a new kingdom for Avelia. The High Confessor will face judgment as well, of course. I am not the Church's hound.
Are you mad?
Far from it. You know what I do is right.
Oh, the dangerous past.
It is undeniable. A common-born squire takes the reins of a knightly order and leads a wayward kingdom from the midst of chaos.
I thought Mom Danny was gonna win by a large margin, to be honest. Yeah, he won. Our goat unfortunately lost to Mr. Śliwa. Our Polish goat candidate lost. We should, I don't know. A very sad day indeed. Communism won in the United States and our goat lost.
The masses yearn for a hero. I give them what they wish.
Using aught and all to forge your legend. Even me.
Is that so wrong? What? Do you mean to kill me? I know full well the High Confessor himself sent you, Valmafra. Your orders are to kill me at the first sign of betrayal, no? Do it then. Stab me with that dagger. What's the matter? You need only plunge the blade into my heart. If you will not, then do not blame me for this.
It's just over here.
Beg pardons, my lord. I cannot keep your pace.
What a dumbass. Shiva looks like a Hideo Kojima character, true. That's why he's so legendary, he should have won.
Lord Father,
I need you to take a look at something over here. Catch.
Oh,
Can you tell me the name of that mushroom?
of course. It's moss fungus, my lord. Poisonous stuff. Not the deadliest, but not something you'd want in your stew either. It gets you in the end.
So I hear.
Do you think we should be getting back now, my lord?
What has you so terrified?
Don't you know, my lord? Moss fungus grows only on corpses. And, well, they say it's a bad omen to find it growing on a family grave. The house falls as the cap rises, or so they say.
On your way then.
Oh! Ha! Kind thanks, my lord.
Your fee is promised. The rest should help you forget what you've seen.
Forget what?
Lord brother.
Yeah, you believe you've been played for a dupe. As per usual. Ah, what a dumbass, I swear to God. They're all dumbasses, actually.
A warm welcome to you. Thanks.
Welcome, or catch your eye. Will that be all? You're in safe hands with me.
No, I don't think so.
May I buy? Greetings. Good choice.
Oh.
This is your grand moster. Will that be all? Or catch your eye? Are you? Thank you. Are you happy? Are you happy? Thank you. May I come? Welcome. Who needs outfitting? May I don't?
Hello.
No guards.
A chocobo.
Zalbarg's chocobo. Passing strange.
How can he even distinguish what chocobo is whose by looks?
I am ready.
'Tis time. Ready for battle. If you say so.
At the ready.
Have you taken leave of your senses, Zalbarg? This is madness.
After what you've done, you think yourself fit to lead our house?
But that business with the Duke? Larg was long dead ere my dagger found its mark. Think, brother. He was a weak man who relied on others to fight where he could not. More fool he for starting a war he could not stomach. Do you not agree?
Our liege lord's murder bothers me not half so much as our father's. Duke Larg's dying words. I could scarce believe my ears, but there was no mistaking what he said. Why, Dystag? Why?
What are you saying? I know naught of this.
Do not deny it! You poisoned him like some craven! How could you kill your own father?
Happens.
Count Dystark! Lord Salbark, what in the world are you doing?
Salbarg is taken with some madness. Seize him! Seize him at once!
Kill him, you mean?
Lord brother!
Zalbarg!
Ramza, forgive me. It is all as you've said. Dystark murdered our father and enkindled this war. Yet still not satisfied, he used the ensuing chaos to slay the Duke as well. All to feed his own ambition. He has sullied our name, brought scorn upon our house. He must be made to pay.
What? Dystark murdered father?
You fools. Why will you not follow where I lead? Why do you turn against me?
Because you killed our dad? What? Dude. Dude!
The powerful must rule the weak. It is our duty.
You're...
The crown once held such power, but no more. See how fate has brought it low. Full oft has history seen a great house rise to rule in place of an enfeebled crown. That is how the Attacka dynasty itself came to be. And what house is greater now than ours? It is only right that we should wield our power and seize the reins of Ivalice.
Yeah, you kill your own dad.
You have forgotten the words of our Lord Father. Those possessed of power must be righteous of heart. Elsewise, they are unfit to wield the sword. Guided by that belief, House Baelv has upheld the peace, protecting the lives and livelihoods of the common folk. Thus have we endured for generations. But you, Lord Brother, you strive only to sate your lust for power. You are no Baelv.
Righteous of heart. I die of shame to hear such words from my own lips. Such lofty ideals cannot rule a people. For you to lecture me thus, you have plainly forgotten your place. Who has earned you the right to wield your sword of justice, to be hailed as a hero? Is it not I? I, who have dirtied my hands to keep yours clean. All that you are, you owe to me. You ought to be on your knees thanking me. Yet here you stand in judgment.
Oh boy.
I'll cut you down.
You'll pay for that.
Jesus. Strong. It's locked. Oh. I'm silenced.
Dystark! I struggle to believe this of you, brother. Our father was good to us. Why did you kill him? Tell me.
Ramza, you are a stubborn one to still be alive.
Does it gall you that I live and breathe? Do you despise me so?
Despise? What puerile thinking is this? I base not my decisions on likes and dislikes. That is why you remain a child. A man judges with his head, not his heart. Whether something is useful or no is all that matters. And illegitimate as you are, I had no use for you from the first.
What? Is that the way of it with father, then? You killed him because he had ceased to be useful. I must concentrate.
Yes. Basically, I guess. I guess. Giggling goo.
Save your words, Ramza. Our brother hears them not. He has made his excuses, but his are crimes beyond forgiveness. Only punishment remains, and it falls to us to deliver it.
Excuses? I have no need for excuses. You speak of crimes, but I've done naught wrong. Done naught that is aberrant for men.
Oh boy.
What choices I made were so that we might survive in this savage world. If living were a sin, why did the gods create us? Man is a covetous creature that murders his own kind for the mere pleasure of it. That is simply our nature.
Oh boy.
We are compelled to take from one another and kill to that end. If such were a sin, 'tis the gods who are at fault.
We at least know this man's true nature, Ramza. To justify his actions, he weaves sophistry and deceives even himself. 'Tis pathetic beyond words. To think, I once held our brother in the highest esteem, but now I see he is lower than the lowest beast. He cannot be suffered to stain the Beowulf name any longer!
He will not, Zalbarg. My own hands I too shall sully.
It must be done.
Is Zalbag gonna join my team? My merry band? Join me, Zalbag. Douchebag. You kind of allowed Tetra to be killed. You know better. You're a douchebag as well. Oh. Wow, that's weak. Oof.
Let me think.
Die, brother.
I don't hesitate!
Very well.
I gave everything.
Wait, did the controller die? Jesus. What the hell is happening with the controller?
Want my finest hour?
I'm still silenced? Really? Death does not cure silence? Oh boy. No. No.
it all.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, we're getting DJC in on this.
As you command.
We're gonna one-shot this.
Ready for battle.
Very well.
Ready.
To battle.
To battle. Will anybody join stream
Have you
today?
taken leave of your senses, Zelbark?
Not many people are watching today.
Ramza, forgive me. It is all as you've said. Dystark murdered our father and enkindled this one.
Dystark! Our father was good to...
Ram.
I'll do what I can.
Save your words, Ramsay.
Do my eyes betray me? Can it truly be you, Count Orlando?
It has been a while, Lord Dystark. Lest you worry, I am no ghost,
as my beating heart will attest. But why have you come? Seek you vengeance for Duke Galtana?
I involve myself no more in this war. I simply lend my aid to Ramza now.
You have cast your lot with him. That is tantamount to making an enemy of the entire kingdom. I know not wherefore a renowned hero would join my disappointment of a brother in opposing me, but 'tis the height of folly.
Mock me, if that is your wont, but the smile will soon fade from your lips. Long in the tooth though I may be, you'll not find me a feeble opponent.
Very well.
Yeah, I'm gonna one-shot you. Strongest goat in the game, I think.
Now then.
Not many Final Fantasy Tactics fans. Let me see. Whoa. Oh, come on. Oh boy. Well, it's over. It's over, Dice died.
Farewell!
No. You've ruined everything.
Yeah.
My painstakingly wrought plan, all undone.
That is what happens to schemers and cunts.
All the sacrifice and sordidness, only to die here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. More or less. He's gonna, oh yeah, of course.
What? Who calls to me?
What kind of ugly monster are you gonna turn to?
Power. Yes. Power to realize my desire.
What? What is this abomination? It cannot be my brother. It cannot!
And yet...
So this is what it is to be a god. My foolish brothers, heed you well these words. By my hand, Barbaneth, our sire, was slain.
Yeah, we already know.
Our house was long the kingdom's loyal sword, until this war gave us the chance to rule. Alas, a sword he would have us remain. A tool to be discarded when it breaks. To suffer such a fate, I would refuse. My mind, a dagger keen left out to rust. So farther of his duty, I relieved. No sword yet wrought can parry poison's kiss. But you, Zalbarg, have earned no subtle death. The price for bearing steel, you now shall pay.
Oh no, he's gonna kill him.
And on the baseborn whelp my gaze now falls. Your screams I shall delight in as you die.
Actually, okay. We're doing this, I guess. But he would flee or some crap, but I guess it's too late in the game to do the whole running away crap.
Not my finest there.
Nope, not at all.
By heaven's will upon heart etched, let minds impure be cleansed. Divine ruination!
Damn.
Despair you shall.
Oh boy. Divine ruination.
No holding back!
What's the plan?
The pride of House Bale! Feel right up!
So you too cried out for power, and in so doing played into their hands.
When faced with like you two would do the same. To save our house, you now would lay me low, but such a feat begs power beyond your grasp, without which naught of worth can be achieved.
Cardinal Delacroix and Marquis Elmdor uttered like words, and neither were long for this world. The Lucavi are far from invincible. This power you lord far from absolute, yet in your lust you sought it. And now you have slain Zalbarg.
'Twas his and your betrayal forced my hand. You're hounding that which brought us to this pass. For power I cried, Lucavi I became, because you wretches chose to interfere!
Damn.
My turn.
You wretches. Wretched puppies. Here you go, my goat.
Yeah.
Not to be scoffed at.
There you go.
That you would lay the blame at our feet is shameless. But it matters little now. You are become chaos made manifest. Left alive, you will visit only destruction upon the land.
In words so bold, this feeble child does speak, for strength to stop me, wanting though he is.
Do not underestimate me. For the honor of Knight Gallant Barbaneth Beowulf and Commander Devout Salbarg Beowulf, in the name of Her Majesty Queen Avelia, and for the peace of the kingdom, I will lay you low.
Rebellious, base-born filth, consign your all, I shall, to nothingness. Your flesh, your soul, your name, naught shall remain.
Come on.
I shall finish you.
Oh, that's sad. Hey, Mr. Beans.
Uh-oh. I guess I have to finish you quickly. Oh, never mind, Ramza has items. Dead. You're dead. Pathetic.
Such power at my command, yet still surpassed by mortal man. A curse upon you, Ramza!
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed, indeed.
nice dog. Zalbog. In the end, our enemies got what they sought. House Beowulf has fallen, and with it the northern sky. But if I can expunge the heretic's brand and clear my name, then perhaps... No, 'twould not be right to lead our house now. I will but bear the name Beowulf, whatever may come. No more looking back. I have work to do. I must stop Folmarv. Alma, please be safe. I will find you. This I swear.
Oh, Busiek. We won. Whoever's still here watching the stream. I'm not even raging. This is so easy. I was supposed to be raging, yeah? Oh yeah.
A warm welcome. Thanks.
Welcome. Takers, who needs outfitting?
Cool.
This is your grand total. Is another. May I help with aught after aught in particular? Are you happy? Are you? Thank you. May I help? Don't be. Do you know what it is you do?
They're killing the Pope. Oh, Jesus.
Had you spoken willingly, your lives might have been spared. I should have preferred to employ measures less extreme, but there's no time for that now.
I don't understand.
The boy heretic. He has frustrated our every move, and now that he holds most of the stones, your aid is no longer required.
But the Knights Templar answered to me. And me alone.
Truth be told, though your wound is deep, it is not mortal. Treated soon, you will live. But you must earn your life. Tell me, where is the entrance to the Necrohole? You would know. Would be the only one to know. Now, out with it.
Orban. The vaults beneath the monastery. In the lowest levels, there is a glyph of conveyance. Bound by magic.
Of all the places. And how does one break this seal?
I know not. I swear it. The scriptures may hold some clue. I cannot say.
At every turn, the boy. Blame us not. 'Tis your God who has failed you.
Didn't you promise to treat him or whatever?
Do not leave me like this.
Oh boy.
I beg you.
What a sad, sad Pope. We actually have almost finished this game. Well, what do you know? It's almost done.
To arms then.
Yep.
Very well.
My turn, is it?
Ready. No turning back.
We could turn back.
Halt! You stand before Malond Cathedral, great seat of the Church of Glabados. None save members of the clergy are permitted within these walls. State your name and title, and let your purpose in coming here be known.
Ramza the Heretic.
I am Ramza Beowulf, youngest son of the house of the same name, though I come before you independent of it. My sister, Alma Beowulf, is held unlawfully by the Lord Commander of the Knights Templar, Fulmarv Tengil. I demand her immediate release.
Ramza Beowulf? You were the one who murdered Cardinal Delacroix. Raise the alarm.
The same.
A notorious heretic lays siege to the cathedral. You are foolish to present yourself before us. In Saint Ajora's name, we will carry out your sentence where you stand.
Saint Ayora. Oh.
My move.
No. Hello, fake Electro Parker. Oh, I'm sad because nobody has been watching today's stream. Very slow stream. Also, you're white. Maybe people will flock once I do politics. Divine. Also, I've not been raging today. Today's been better. Also, I've not been bombed. That is also helpful. That is also useful. Wouldn't you say? Thank you for the tier 1. I sneezed. I sneezed on demand. I do sneeze sometimes in stream. Usually I mute myself, but you know. What? Oh boy. How are you, fake electrical Parker? Missed. Oh. Too weak to kill him. Oh boy. I think they'll do the revival spells. Oh boy. Ah, oof.
What's the plan?
Oh boy. Well, he'll be soon gone.
My turn. Nothing holds fear for me now. Prepare yourself, Volmov.
Damn. Ramza's like wild fanatic. Fanatic dude. Fanatical dude. Fanatical douche. Guess we're gonna finish FF Tactics soon. That does not seem to be the viewer magnet that I thought it was. This is such a great and classic game. I cannot believe that people don't appreciate it. I wonder how many people have beaten it. It's one of the best Final Fantasy games, period. Okay, we're gonna beat this and then we're gonna be like bam, bam, you know? Who am I fighting against now? Oh, a boss, I guess.
2 arms then.
2 arms indeed.
You can rely on me.
My turn, is it? Ready.
At the ready.
Yeah. Who the hell are you? Ah, yes.
Ramza, at last we meet. Pray forgive me, I ought to have called upon you sooner, but I have been ever so busy of late. I fear I remain so even now, so let us make this brief. If you would see your sister returned, you will relinquish the scriptures and all the Orosite you possess. Refuse, and I will be unable to guarantee her safety. Are we of an understanding?
I surrender naught until Alma is brought before me hale and whole.
Did you not hear a word I said? I offered no negotiable terms. Forfeit the scriptures and the stones, or forfeit your sister's life.
I guess I forfeit my sister's life.
Here are the scriptures. The stones I hold until I see that she is safe.
Well?
I believe I found it. All that remains is to test it at the correct location.
Then we have all we need. That said, I find myself loath to let the boy simply walk away. Propriety dictates that he make restitution for all the trouble he has caused us.
I should have known. But I warn you, this will not go as you imagine.
True. Well, I guess it's... Wait, what do I have to steal from you? Let me see. No, nothing good. Nah. Oh, wow. They actually all wear crappy equipment that I don't care about. Interesting.
You care only for the scriptures now. What of the stones?
You demand your sister's return for them, but as things stand, she is of greater value to us.
Greater value? What use could you have for her still? Why keep my sister alive, when you took no pause in disposing of your own son?
Our affairs are not for you to know. As long as we have your sister, you may keep your handful of stones.
My turn.
Actually, I wanna restart the fight. I've not thought about this, but I might as well bring her in. I might as well bring the daughter. Right? She'll have some unique dialogue.
Very well.
Just try and stop me.
To arms then.
To battle.
Save the queen.
To battle! I surrender naught until...
Defy me at your peril.
Are you truly the father I've always known?
I ought to ask you the same question, my daughter. To side with a heretic and take up arms against your kin. No child of mine would commit such betrayal.
On that much we can agree. I am not your daughter, for you are not my father.
What do you mean by that, pray?
Spare me the mummery. I know that you have ceased to be the man you once were. The Marquis Elmdor de Limbury was made a Lucavi when he used a Zodiac stone. And at Riovanis, the monster who killed Isilud and all those others was you, wasn't it?
You think your father a monster? A Lucavi? Nay, child. What I am is power, pure and unadulterated. The magics of men are mere parlor tricks beside the arcane force the Auracite commands. I saw fit to entrust Sagittarius to you, yet you do not use it. Why? Did you not swear to find the stones and wield their power for the salvation of Ivalice? Of the world entire? Mayhap you are craven like your brother. He was shown a glimpse of the Auracite's might, but cowered before it and died, a frail, pathetic mortal.
So that is why you killed Isilud. To you, he was just another pawn who had outlived his purpose. My brother was no craven. He fought to vanquish his own sire. Twisted as he had become, the great man I once knew, who cherished his family, is no more. Naught remains of him, but a power-maddened fiend that wears his skin. My path is clear.
You care only for the scripture.
Wow. Phoenix down. Wow, holy moly. Okay, we're finishing tactics for the day. I don't have the strength to continue. Alright, let's do some politics. Let's do some politicking. Enough is enough. As they say. Mamdani. The Hideo Kojima character. Alright, welcome. Welcome in. Oh. 6 minutes. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be right back, and it's gonna be epic and cool and all that stuff that everybody likes. Right back. You can view the chat on the screen. I don't have to look at the phone anymore for now. Let's see. Might as well. All right. Let's see. Ah, man. He runs 6 minutes. Very short.
Next, coming into the show, we have Luke. Now, Luke is going to tell us that people can identify. So he agrees trans women are women because people can identify as something, but that chromosomes are what we're limited to. Now, I don't know who's talking about sex. Apparently Luke is. Let's bring him up and find out. Luke, can I get your age?
How old are you, Lucas? And what are your pronouns, Lucas? My pronouns are Luke and ass.
Age and pronouns, please.
I have no age.
That'd be he, him, and age 20.
Okay, now Luke, 20, he, him. Now, Luke, what do chromosomes have to do in the conversation about trans people?
So I guess I was just, when they asked my stance, I was just providing, I guess, what my stance would be. I really liked what you do on YouTube and how you publicly do this, and I enjoy debating thoroughly. just for the sake of debating. I've always enjoyed it. So I just wanted to say I really like what you do here. And with the whole trans men and women, I was assuming you are for basically sports being not limited to your sex.
I don't care about sports enough to give a shit.
I was just curious if that was like a topic I saw a couple seconds ago. Somebody brought up, and I was just curious because I've done sports where, like wrestling, for example, where being a man against a woman is not uncommon, is not frowned upon by any means. And I guess I was just calling and wanted to see, is that like an opinion that you would have of like that being separate or limited to, for like a trans person not being allowed to? Is that something you're for or against?
I do not care enough about sports to give a shit. I just think all sports should be co-ed and that they become more interesting to watch. Past that, I don't care enough about sports.
So
I like boxing.
Sports mean absolutely nothing.
Anything, I guess.
I like boxing now, I guess. And tennis a little bit.
I guess I've noticed it with some sports, people are more prone to get injured based on, muscle density or size. And the one point I was seeing is with the 2024, I believe it was, Olympics, there was a trans woman who basically swept the competition. And my personal
in the
opinion
Olympics?
was,
Yeah, what competition? Who?
Pardon?
In the Olympics?
It was, what was it?
Yeah, what was it?
Specifically.
Hasn't the only trans woman in the Olympics been Laurel Hubbard? What other trans woman was in the Olympics?
Janis Joplin.
Let me pull up the name. I have it here.
Because Laurel Hubbard is the only one that I know of, and Laurel Hubbard DNF'd. She didn't finish. She didn't even place.
It's IMANE.
Iman Khalif isn't trans. Iman Khalif wasn't trans.
Pardon?
Iman Khalif is not trans. She's not a trans woman.
Oh my gosh. How embarrassing.
Oh, did I pull up the wrong statistic then?
I don't know, but
yes.
Iman Khalif is not trans. Never was. There are a bunch of people that said she was trans, with the only proof being like Russia saying that we think she has XY chromosomes. But Iman Khalif is not trans. She's a cisgender woman.
Oh, well then the whole thing is over then, I guess. God, what a short-lived debate that was. Uh-oh. Well, that was embarrassing. The silence is deafening. Whoops. She's just waiting now. Oh, this whole thing is 6 minutes long, so... Is it over? It ain't over till it's over, as they say. But I guess it's over.
He hung up. Yo.
Oh, I love debating so much. Oh, I'm such a debater. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I'm such a debater. The mind work cannot wait, actually. The what?
There is this other realm, physis or physics, that is
Feces?
separate from
There's
from
this other
psyche
realm
or
of
soul,
feces?
mind, consciousness.
Wait, slow down, cowboy. In the context of Christianity, what?
Cowboy?
To say, well, there is for it to exist without being burned at the stake.
Slow
like
down,
Burma was
cowboy.
in 1600. So it made sense then, as a social political move, to say, well, there is this other realm.
Oh yeah, I was told to watch a video. Hold on. I was told to watch a video why the Democratic Party is just too unrelenting on immigration, and it's really stupid, so I want to watch it. I like watching stupid things, I guess. Because it is what it is. Let's go. Here's a client. This is how Democrats win. Let's see what the comments are before I even watch it. Brilliant, Ezra. Thank you. Oh, well spoken.
Inside the Democratic Party, in its back rooms and its group chats.
Ezra Klein.
And its conferences, and its online flame wars, an increasingly bitter debate has taken hold.
What's the bitter debate? Is it the same old crap? Are you of any note? When were you born? Oh, 40 years older, but he is my age. Political commentator and journalist. University of California. Journalist. Career. I don't know. Doesn't feel so remarkable. I thought he was much more.
Over what the party needs to do to become capable of beating back Trumpism. Do Democrats need to become more populist?
Depends. Not all populism has to be far-right populism. So maybe, yeah. Maybe the Democratic Party does need to become more populist. More appealing to the people, so to speak.
More moderate.
Okay, populist does not need... Okay, what do you mean? Populist is not exactly the opposite of moderate. Or am I just looking at it from the Polish perspective? Populism meaning. Because political approach that strives to appeal to ordinary people who feel that their concerns are disregarded by established elite groups. Yeah, that's not the opposite of being moderate. That's silly. Right off the bat.
More socialist.
Okay, socialist is not being socialist is not an alternative to being populist. You can be actually, socialism is pretty populistic in its nature. Because it does appeal to people's needs.
Do they need to embrace the abundance agenda?
The abundance agenda? What is the abundance agenda? Hold on. The abundance agenda is a political and intellectual movement popularized by Ezra Klein. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. Talk about my made-up thing. Of course I wouldn't know. The abundance agenda is a political and intellectual movement popularized by Ezra Klein and Derek Thompson's book Abundance that advocates for increasing the supply of essential goods and services by reducing regulatory and bureaucratic obstacles. Of course.
They need to produce more vertical video. The answer is yes, they do. All of them. But none of them in particular. The Democratic Party does not need to choose to be one thing. It needs to choose to be more things. In a few days, there will be elections for mayor of New York City, for governor of New Jersey, and for governor of Virginia.
Yeah, apparently all the left-wing candidates won. We're in a blue wave, I guess.
As of now, Democrats are leading in all these races.
Yep, and they won.
These aren't unusual leads in what have become reliably Democratic states. You can imagine a world where the violence and corruption of Donald Trump's first 9 months in office
You're gambling with World War III.
had led to a collapse in support for him and his party. We'll see what Election Day actually brings, but we do not look to be in that world. That's all the more true if you look a year out to the midterms. Democrats are leading by about 2.5 points. At about this time in 2017, Democrats were up by about 10 points. Democrats have another problem. They're going to need to overcome the chain of redistricting Republicans are setting off across the country.
There may be more of a pad here for Republicans.
And the Senate is even harder for Democrats.
Okay.
They will need to flip 4 seats in the 2026 midterms to win back the Senate. That'd mean winning in Maine and North Carolina, no easy task, and then winning at least...
So what is your prescription for winning? What is your advice to the Democratic Party?
2 seats in states that Donald Trump won by 10 points or more. The map for Democrats wasn't always this daunting. Go back to 2010, and 10 of those states had Democratic senators. Today, none of them do.
So what
Most
happened?
of those states seem barely in reach for Democrats. There's no arguing with this fact. The number of places in which Democratic Party is competitive has shrunk. In American politics, power is not decided by a popular vote. In the Electoral College, in the House of Representatives, and particularly in the Senate, it is apportioned by place. This is the problem for Democrats. They don't just need to win more people. They need to win more places.
All right.
And that requires a different kind of thinking. If Zoran Mamdani wins the New York City mayor's race, and Rob Sand wins the Iowa governor's race next year,
the Democratic and Republican parties don't solve enough problems to deserve their little shared monopoly.
did the Democratic Party just move left or right? Neither. It got bigger. It found a way to represent more kinds of people in
Did it? Did it really?
more kinds of places. That is a spirit it needs to embrace. Not moderation, not progressivism.
Why not progressivism? What's wrong with progressivism? Is this cream supposed to be black? Oh no, it's not. Oh, so you're white now as well? Screen is not supposed to be black. It's supposed to be beautifully... It's supposed to be showing this guy. When has progressivist become such a dirty word? Then again, this person just... Hello, Lurk. Hello, Whitingale. Hello. Vitingale. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome to the Twitch thing. I don't know, it's weird. Populism versus socialism. A very confused video, if I do say so myself.
But in the classic political sense of the term, representation.
What does that even mean? What do you mean representation in the classical political term? And what is the other meaning? What is the non-classical political meaning to the word representation? What?
In 1962, Bernard Crick published this strange little book called In Defense of Politics. Politics for Crick is something
1962 is hardly classic.
Precious and specific. It, quote, arises from accepting the fact of the simultaneous existence of different groups, hence different interests and different traditions, within a territorial unit under common rule.
Okay.
I know that's a mouthful, but that
It's not. It's really not.
fact of difference he is pointing out.
How is that a mouth? Okay, maybe this video is targeted to an American audience. I don't mean to be mean. I don't mean to be an asshole. A mouthful.
Reality of difference is not always accepted.
Isn't it? Oh.
There are other forms of social order like tyranny or oligarchy that
tyranny and oligarchy are not mutually exclusive. You can have a tyrannical oligarch. Why is this person so confused about these terms? Tyranny or oligarchy? What? Does this person even know what any of these things mean?
Actively suppress it. But to practice politics is correct to
Is Russia a tyranny or an oligarchy? Then which one is it?
Defines it is to accept the reality of difference. That is to say, it is to accept the reality of other people, of how different other people are from you. Politics involves genuine relationships with people.
Wow, that is so deep.
Who are genuinely other people, not tasks set for our redemption or objects for our philanthropy.
What? Oh my goodness.
Genuine relationships with people who are genuinely other people. I love that line. Because the endless fantasy in politics is persuasion without representation. You elect us to represent you, and where we disagree, we will explain to you why you are wrong. The result of that politics tends to be neither persuasion nor representation. People know when you're not listening to them, and they know how to respond. They stop listening to you. They vote for people who they feel do listen to them.
That's not exactly how that works. People did not vote for Trump because they thought that he would listen to them. They just wanted something different, whatever that would be. Trump has always been considered unpredictable. So people thought, hey, maybe if this guy is so unpredictable, then maybe he'll just end up doing something good. But nobody thought that Trump was listening to them. Oh, there were some people that thought that Trump was listening to them, but that I feel like that was not the main factor.
I'm not a pessimist on the possibility of persuasion, but I believe it is rare, maybe impossible, outside a context of mutual respect. And if I were to...
Yeah, you should respect those that think that segregation was good and that thing that's stupid.
Say where the Democratic Party went most wrong over the last decade, it's there. In too many places, Democrats sought persuasion without representation.
I don't even know what that means. I have no clue what that's supposed to mean. Persuasion without representation. I have no clue what that is. I still have no idea what he means by that. Actually.
And so they got neither. I've spent much of the last year talking to the kinds of voters Democrats lament losing. I feel I end up having the same conversation over and over again. They sometimes tell me about issues where the Democratic Party departed from them, but they first describe a more fundamental feeling of alienation.
Okay.
The Democratic Party, they came to believe, doesn't like them. Many of these people voted for Democrats until a few years ago. They didn't feel their fundamental beliefs had changed, but they began to feel like deplorables. They began to feel unwanted.
250 million people are not garbage. I can tell you who the real garbage is, but we won't say that.
When I'd push on the experiences they had, when I would ask which Democrats were they talking about, what exactly had happened, I often found they were reacting to a cultural vibe, as much or more than a flesh and blood party. They had felt something change, and I knew they were right, because something had changed.
Oh, what changed?
It had changed on the left, it had changed on the right, but it was diffuse. It wasn't any one person or any one moment or...
Oh my god, this video is just vibes, isn't it? This video is not going to be an analysis of anything. It's just going to be a bunch of vibes, a bunch of vague phrases, and a bunch of nothing, isn't it? You deep down know that something has changed, and I knew it too. I knew it too.
Any one policy. The structure of American life changed in a way that has made the genuine relationships of politics much harder to maintain.
Oh my god, the genuine relationships of politics. This is such vague garbage. Swear to God.
I believe the first party that figures out its way out of this trap will be the one able to build a majority in this era.
I have no idea what any of that is supposed to mean.
When I grew up, in a Republican county an hour south of Los Angeles. My family subscribed to the Los Angeles Times, and to the extent I heard political commentary, it was on local radio.
2005 was a tough year for public. California state and local taxes are.
Good afternoon, Senator McClintock. Good afternoon, Senator Steinberg.
Now, the New York Times is the largest newspaper by subscribers in California. And a young, politically...
Is this an ad read? Is this an ad read for the New York Times?
...inclined kid like I was will listen to podcasts like...
Welcome to Pod Save America. I'm John Favreau.
I'm John Lovett.
I'm Tommy Vitor. On today's show, we'll talk about Donald Trump's latest musings about doing away with the Constitution to become president for life.
Trump. President Trump. Trump.
Talk me through your evolution on Trump.
Sure.
That kid's political sensibility will be less... Talk me through your evolution on Trump. Sure. That kid's political sensibility will be less distinctly Californian and more relentlessly national. For decades, we have been losing local media.
Wait, what?
Relentlessly. That kid's political sensibility will be less distinctly Californian and more relentlessly national. For decades, we have been losing local media and migrating to national media. And that has meant politics everywhere is losing its local character and reflecting national divisions. Then there is the astonishing amount of money politicians need and the places they go to find it. In the 1970s, the Supreme Court decided money was speech.
The expenditure limitations are violative of First Amendment guarantees, and they are unconstitutional.
Campaigns became more expensive, and candidates often need a whole lot more money than what they can raise in their own states and districts. That means exciting donors who are much further to the left or right than the public, and winning over interest groups that...
Wait, how do you know that? How do you know where the donors are? How do you know where the public is? You're just stating these things.
Their support on policy.
How do you know?
Money can polarize, money can corrupt, but either way, it pulls candidates away from their own constituents. That was all true when I moved to Washington to cover politics in 2005. But then something else changed.
Yeah, what changed?
Well, what we're going to do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen.
800 million Facebook users are coming to grips with change this week.
It features scrolling news feeds and snazzier pictures.
By showing you older tweets it thinks you care about right on top of your current feed.
We're not going to touch the phones.
Can't touch it no matter what happens.
It's a serious problem, Tom.
It really is.
How much time do you spend doing this? The average smartphone user scrolls the equivalent of 78 miles a year. That's 3 marathons.
We all know this changed politics, but for all the words that have been spilled on it, I think we still miss how fundamentally it has altered the day-to-day work of politics. Since the 2024 election, there's been a lot of talk on the Democratic side about the power of the so-called groups.
There are interest groups. There were a lot of advocacy groups, a lot of parts of the Democratic Party that really thought things were fine.
They're more extreme than many of their constituents.
The progressive advocacy organizations and nonprofits that have arguably left. I've used that term before. I've talked about that have
more extreme than many of their constituents.
The progressive advocacy organizations and nonprofits that have arguably pushed Democrats to the left. I've used that term before. I've talked about the group.
Good. I think the Democratic Party should go further left.
But I think it is imprecise. The real thing we're talking about here is what might be called the professional political classes. The people in the groups are the same people who staff or drive all the other parts of progressive politics. One year you're with a nonprofit, then you're on a campaign, then you're in the White House, then you're back at a group. You're followed on X or Blue Sky by left-leaning journalists like me, by producers at MSNBC, or by breaking news reporters.
Are you a left-leaning journalist? Are you really a left-leaning journalist? I'm not so sure.
It's not a bunch of groups. It's a professional community that exists largely on...
A journalist should be educated. A journalist should know that populism is not some opposition to socialism.
And so that...
An alternative, for that matter.
Professional community's culture and its attention is governed not by its own values or goals, but by the decisions of the corporations and oligarchs who own the social media platforms, who design them to further their own profits or their own politics. The conversations pulsing across these platforms are shaped not by civic values, but by the hacks that keep people scrolling. Nuanced opinions get compressed into viral slogans. Attention collects around the loudest and most controversial voices.
I mean, you're not really presenting a nuanced view either. You're presenting a very simplistic view, dressed up as nuance, and a very uneducated view as well. So I'm not sure you're any better. You pretend to be better, you pretend to be above it all, but you're just making a video for views, honestly.
And the algorithms, they love conflict and inspiration and outrage.
Also, you're here milking the algorithm, so.
And anger. Everything is always turned up to 11. Social media has thrown everyone involved at every level of politics, in every place, into the same algorithmic thunderdome. It collapsed distance and profession and time because no matter where we are or when we are, we can always be online together. We always know what our most online peers are thinking. They come to set the culture of their respective political classes, and there is nothing that most of us fear, like being out of step with our peers. This has affected the Democratic and Republican parties in different ways.
I don't
Let me start with the Democrats.
Maybe I'm
From
just built
2012
different.
to 2024, Democrats moved sharply left on virtually every issue. They often did so believing they were finally representing communities that had long suffered from too little representation. This was what they were told by the online voices and by the professional groups that claimed to represent those communities.
Are you saying those groups haven't represented enough? Are you saying they're being overrepresented now?
But it went wrong.
Why did it go wrong? Like, I'm sorry, this myth that the Democratic Party lost because of progressivism, I need to see evidence of that. I need to see any concrete data on that. I need it proven to me.
Democrats became more uncompromising on immigration and lost support among Hispanic voters.
That's not true. Let me see. Is the Democratic Party uncompromising on immigration? Obama has been called the deporter-in-chief. But there is a party-wide agreement that Democrats have a problem on immigration and border security. There is no consensus on how to fix it. Like, it's just absolutely not true that the Democratic Party is just unrelenting.
They moved left on guns and student loans and climate and lost ground with young voters. They moved left on race and lost ground with black voters. They moved left on education and lost ground with Asian American voters. They moved.
Wait, hold on. They've lost black voters because they moved left on race? That does not make any sense. I'm sorry. That doesn't make. I hate this flattening. That such nuance. Oh yeah, it's the Democratic Party just lost because progressivism. It went too far left. That's not.
Left on economics and lost ground with working class voters.
Oh God, that is such a stupid video. And he probably will not say why. He probably will not justify it in any way. He's basically just doing, oh, the Democratic Party lost and it's progressive. Therefore, progressivism caused it to lose. They moved left on economy and therefore the working class does. That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense.
The only major group where Democrats saw improvement across that whole 12-year
trans people
period was college-educated white voters. If you judged Democratic politics expressively by what it was saying, it stood in solidarity with the struggling and the marginalized as never before. If you judged it consequentially, it was breaking faith with those it had vowed to represent and protect. Online politics is expressive. You need to say what will win favor with the
Okay, this is nothing. This is you're not saying anything. You need to present examples. You need to present some data. You cannot just make assertions and just, oh yeah, I've done it. Yay. I've made my case. Brilliant.
Highly online voices that dominate your side of the algorithm. Offline, you need to win elections.
I sued EPA, and I'll take dead aim at the cap and trade bill.
This is why the Democrats lose, because of this vague nonsense.
Because it's bad for West Virginia.
Yes, that was Manchin shooting the cap and trade bill the Democrats have been trying to pass with a rifle.
Okay.
But Manchin, 12 years later, was the key vote to pass the Inflation Reduction Act, the single largest green energy investment in American history.
This is a great day, because this is a balanced bill.
Expressively, to progressives, Manchin was just a constant irritant. Consequentially, he was the Democrats' most remarkable overperformer.
Okay.
He made their majority possible by winning elections no Democrat should have been able to win.
In a state that the president in the previous election won by 42 points, the opposite party wins. Never happened. Never happened.
The most important question the party needed to be asking in that era was, where do they find more Joe Manchins? How do they make more Joe Manchin?
That's not the question that the Democratic Party should be asking, actually. Where to find more X person? It should be, how can we tailor our messaging to the needs of the people that we are talking to? Not how do we find more X or Y. This is a stupid way to approach things. The stupidest way to approach things, actually. There could be no stupider way if you tried.
Manchins possible. But today's Democratic Party, particularly its online culture, has taken forms of disagreement and difference it once held inside its tent and pushed them outside.
Okay, give me examples. Explain to me, please.
West Virginia's most prominent Democrat changed his registration to independent today.
There are fewer and fewer people like you in the Senate. I mean, is that...
Well, my colleagues would say, thank God.
Yes, they would, including some...
Okay, those are not examples. Those are not examples.
in your former party.
Oh, many of my former party.
The left left me behind. This is silly. This is conjecture. This means nothing. Of course, as always, I'm getting some vague nothing.
In 2010, when the Affordable Care Act passed, the crucial vote in the Senate came from Ben Nelson, a pro-life Democrat.
After winning fresh concessions to limit the availability of abortions.
But I would have not voted for this bill and would not vote for this bill without those provisions.
There were then roughly 40 pro-life Democrats serving in the House. Crafting compromises across these disagreements was hard, but Democrats were able to pass Obamacare, which expanded reproductive health coverage and remains the greatest Democratic policy accomplishment of the 21st century.
We are done.
The 21st century. Brilliant. This is brilliant. The 20th. What a sad century we're living in. The depressing century.
That same Democratic Party, with all of its internal disagreements, it had the votes to confirm Supreme Court justices who would, and did, in their time, protect Roe. I've been in a debate recently about whether Democrats should run pro-life candidates in red states in much the way that Republicans run pro-choice candidates like Susan Collins and Larry Hogan in blue states. And I think I was taken aback to hear people say in response to this argument that I just wanted to throw reproductive rights overboard. So I want to say this clearly. No, I don't. I thought past episodes I've done on abortion, episodes I've done in the context of what my own family has been through, should have shown that. But what I want is a Democratic Party big enough and strong enough to protect reproductive rights. And I feel our politics on this have failed.
Yeah, but what do you propose? That you just throw in the pro-life candidates and then they will win and lie and just do the opposite? Like, is your prescription that to win against the Republicans, the Democratic Party should just become like the Republican Party? the Democrats should just adopt the same policy?
Because they have failed. We cannot protect or restore reproductive freedom if the coalition that cares about that cannot compete in more places. But this point is not about any one issue. It's about a broader approach to politics. Different places have different politics, and to win in them, politicians have to represent the people who live in them.
True, that is true.
That means representing views Democrats now find to be anathema on immigration or guns.
Okay, the Democrats have been pretty hawkish on immigration. They've even drafted a bipartisan bill that the Republicans rejected because they didn't want to give aid to Ukraine for 7 or 8 months. Like, the Democrats are ready to compromise on immigration. The idea that the Democratic Party is uncompromising on this is just silly.
Or trade or climate or trans rights. But one worry I have about Democrats right now is that they do not want to confront how much of the country truly, deeply disagrees with them. Polls show that the percentage of voters saying the Democratic Party is too liberal increased sharply between 2012 and 2024. The percentage of voters saying the Republican Party is too conservative fell during that same period. Even now, after the aggression and the outrages and the violations of Trump's second administration, that gap has not fully closed.
Also, liberal does not equal progressive, just so you know. Liberal does not equal progressive. Another weird connecting of terms without truly understanding what they mean.
I would like to believe that all Democrats need to do to win back these voters is embrace an agenda I'm already comfortable with. Economic populism or abundance or both.
Abundance, Jesus Christ.
But I don't think it's true. A study by the Center for Working Class Politics found that in key Rust Belt states, when you attached the Democratic label to a candidate running on an economic populist platform, that candidate lost 11 to 16 points in support. That's how Sherrod Brown, once one of the strongest economic populists in the party, lost his Ohio Senate seat to a Republican car dealer who had to settle more than a dozen lawsuits for wage theft. Jared Golden is a Democrat from Maine. In 2024, he edged out a victory in a district Donald Trump won by nearly 10 points.
Working with Republicans to secure the border and standing with law enforcement against defunding the police.
I'm Jared Golden, and I approve this message because you deserve a congressman as independent as you.
No other Democrat in Congress, not one, has survived in such a pro-Trump district.
He is declaring victory, admitting it was his toughest election yet.
Now, in what strikes
I mean, what are you saying? That the Democratic Party should just become Republican?
me as an absolutely insane turn of events. Golden is facing a primary challenge.
Golden even said he was okay with Donald Trump becoming president again.
Instead of learning from Democrats like Golden, Democrats who are successfully representing voters who are otherwise moving towards Donald Trump, some progressives want to purge him.
On what issues? On what issues? Because this is such, this is so vague.
Because we can do better than bad and worse.
I don't think the Democratic Party should just move right. It is good, in my view, that AOC and Zoran Mamdani run as Democrats. And that
Yeah, they won. So what is your point?
Bernie Sanders has become a leader in the Democratic Party. It is good that you can be an out-and-out Democratic socialist in today's Democratic Party. But what happened over the past 15 years is the Democratic Party made room on its left and closed down on its right. For all
Yeah, because those are antithetical.
the talk of a
Party is either left or right. A party is not a mixture of left and right.
Democrat should learn from
Party is not a chameleon.
Sanders or Mamdani, and it should learn things from Sanders and Mamdani. There should be at least as much talk of what they should learn from Joe Manchin or Jared Golden or Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez.
People are valid in their anger, and it is a fool's errand to try to talk somebody out of their feelings. that's not a good idea.
Yeah, you can address those feelings, but you don't have to move to the right to do it. There are other ways to address people's anger, because the anger that the people have is primarily about being able to afford housing, being able to afford food on the table, being able to afford living for the family, not bathrooms or not even immigration. Those topics trump immigration.
But you also can affirm the validity of their feelings and also present a productive strategy for resolving some of those, the drivers of that anger or that fear.
Or Sarah McBride.
This is so vague. This is vague enough to be just worthless.
You can't foster social change if you don't have a conversation. You can't change people if you exclude them. And I will just say, you can't have absolutism on the left.
I have no clue what that means, absolutism. Does this person know what it means?
Left or the right without authoritarianism.
Oh God, these empty slogans. What does that even mean? You cannot have absolutism to the right or to the left without... This means nothing. I have nothing to respond to here. This is an empty slogan. It means nothing. This means absolutely nothing. I hate this. I hate this a lot.
Right? The fact that we have real disagreements.
I hate it when people love to say a lot of things without really saying anything at all.
The fact that we have difficult conversations, the fact that we have painful conversations is not a bug of democracy, it's a feature of democracy. And yes, that is hard and difficult, but again...
Oh my God, it's just such trite. Yeah, difficulty is difficult, and we should have those difficult, hard, not easy conversations, because it's the democracy, and in the democracy we need to have those talks, and if you don't have those talks, then you will not be done. Whoa. Okay.
And how can we expect that the process of overcoming marginalization is going to be fair?
The Democratic Party should be seeking more, not less.
Also, I have no idea what that means.
Internal disagreement. It should treat that disagreement as more welcome. It should be looking for a gut-level affinity with more of this country.
No, please don't go with your gut, okay? Go with data, go with what people actually need. Don't go with your gut. That is the worst possible advice. Go with specifics, okay? Check what the biggest prescient needs of the people in your district are and build your campaign around that. Don't go about it using your gut, please, for the love of God.
Moderating on this or that issue is more straightforward than finding ways to radiate respect and interest.
Don't look for gimmick solutions. Genuinely learn what people need. Genuinely learn what people care about. Like, usually across the board, and that seems to be understandably an issue that is the same in Poland as well as the US. Housing, affordability of the housing, education for the children, food on the table, very, very simple things that seem to be neglected because they are not easily solvable. They need very specific policies, they need strategy, they need real solutions, which is why the populist right usually runs away from these topics and just does culture war, trans issues, or immigration. That is exactly why, because solving people's real issues, that's actually not easy. Same goes for the Democratic Party, by the way. Also does not really go into what people need and how to address these issues, these needs.
In people who disagree with you and people you've come to feel far away from. It is the building of genuine relationships.
Trust me, when a political candidate So when people will feel that the person has their back when it comes to their most pressing needs, most basic needs, they will be much more recipient to listen and discuss the other things that they might seem to disagree on at first.
Relationships in politics, not the taking of positions that is truly hard. But that's also the part that is beautiful. It's a privilege to do that work, not a concession.
Oh my God, such vague, nonsensical crap.
We are more able to admit complexity and extend generosity when we see others as part of our community. Working to widen that circle of empathy, to widen our circle of belonging, is both morally and politically good. Whatever the problems are on the left, there is something truly frightening brewing on the right.
Putting aside the tribal interest for the corporate interest,
Yes.
that's absolutely the case. And that's the only way the country's going
What exactly are the problems on the left? I would like you to list them because I've not heard the problems on the left.
to stay together.
Exactly.
And
That's my concern.
And I absolutely agree with you. I would say, though, that the main challenge to that, a big challenge to that, is organized Jewry in America.
Paul,
Of course, all the Jews. Oh, I'm the person to blame. Well, I'm not in America, but you know, all Jews around the world are just the same, I guess.
Gracia, President Donald Trump's nominee to lead the Office of Special Counsel, not a small job, said on a text thread leaked to Politico that he had a, quote, Nazi streak. A separate text thread of young Republican leaders leaked to Politico had messages about sending enemies to the gas chambers, and one saying, quote, I love Hitler. Gracia had to withdraw his nomination. But Vice President J.D. Vance has dismissed coverage of the young Republicans' messages as pearl clutching.
And I really don't want
Pearl clutching over a bunch of teens.
us to grow up in a country where a kid telling a stupid joke,
A bunch of 40-year-old kids, of course.
telling a very offensive stupid joke, is cause to ruin their lives.
Look, I don't want to ruin anybody's life either, but these were recent statements by adults who are vying for leadership in political
40-year-old teens.
organizations with official ties to the Republican Party. There is no rule of civic generosity or political practice that Trumpism has not broken. And for many I know on the left, it's created a sense that there is no sense in trying to appeal to the median voter. No sense in moderation. No sense in any of the old rules of politics. Look at how extreme the right has become. Yet they've thrived. In this telling, Trump understands what the Democrats don't. Nothing matters anymore except attention. But a few things are wrong with that. Trump did moderate the Republican Party in crucial areas: Medicare, Social Security,
I'm certainly not seeing that now.
trade. And the simple truth is,
Trade? Trump moderated on trade. Are you kidding me? On trade? Well, tariffs are trade. Trump has not moderated on trade.
Democrats can't win the way Trump and the Republicans do. Trump and the Republicans lead a coalition built on overwhelming strength in rural counties. America's place-based politics gives rural places disproportionate political power. Trump and the Republicans can hold power with a smaller coalition than Democrats can. And then there's this. Democrats shouldn't want to win the way Republicans do. This country could break.
True. I can agree on that for once.
The abyss is dark and it is deep, and America, like other countries,
Oh my God, waxing poetics. I guess that also is playing the algorithm game, isn't it? That also is part of playing the game, just so you know. That is also part of the process.
has fallen into it before and can again. I see the simple fact of a free and fair politics as much more of an achievement, something much more precious and difficult to preserve. I no longer
This is just 28 minutes of empty platitudes. Nothing of value has been said in this video.
take it or the habits of citizenship or politics that preserve it for granted. We cannot trust that providence or some innate American exceptionalism protects us from calamity. It doesn't. Over the past year, I've found myself obsessively reading histories of liberalism, looking for something, even though I didn't know exactly what.
Oh my God.
Illiberalism is winning right now. But there's nothing unusual about that. By modern standards, virtually every past society was illiberal.
Okay.
That we now call them illiberal, that exclusion and domination and state suppression have been made strange enough to demand a label. That is the unlikely achievement. But how did liberalism do it? For most of my life, when I called myself a liberal, I meant basically someone who believed in universal health care and the right to form a union and racial equality and social security. But in its oldest forms, liberalism was built on a virtue that we rarely talk about today.
Let me guess.
To the ancient Romans, being free required more than a republican constitution. It also required citizens who practiced liberalitas, which referred to a noble and generous way of thinking and acting towards one's fellow citizens. The word liberalitas became liberality. Liberality proposed, it demanded, a different way of relating across disagreement and division. It flowered into religious tolerance when that idea was truly radical. It built towards liberalism's great insight, liberalism's first idea. Conflict of interests and beliefs was, to the liberal mind, inescapable. If tamed and turned to competition in a stable political order, conflict could nevertheless bear fruit as argument, experiment, and exchange. Today, finding ways to turn our disagreements into exchange, into something fruitful rather than something destructive, seems almost fanciful.
Oh my God, empty slogans.
I saw a poll a few weeks ago that struck me. It asked Americans what they thought the top problem facing the country was.
Okay, let's hear it.
Number one was the economy. This is what I expected.
Makes sense.
But number two wasn't immigration or inflation or
Yeah, of course, because people are not stupid.
democracy or even Donald Trump. It was political division. In that same poll, 64% of the country said they think we're too divided to solve our problems anymore. They're not wrong. Right now, the project of America feels to many impossible. And not just on the left. I hear it every time J.D. Vance or Stephen Miller speaks. I hear it when Trump says,
I hate my opponent, and I don't want the best for them. I'm sorry.
When I hear that, I hear something scary. But I also hear an opening, an opportunity.
For?
I keep coming back to something Crick writes. The moral consensus of a free state is not something mysteriously prior to or above politics.
Brilliant.
It is the activity, the civilizing activity of politics itself. Something to be valued almost as a pearl beyond price. In America, for all our sins, our injustice, our oppression, a freer state emerged through the practice of politics. It did not do so painlessly, it did not do so bloodlessly, but it did happen. And for a time, it gave us confidence in ourselves and in our system. It showed what could emerge from genuine relationships between people who are genuinely other people. And I think it still could again.
Wow, that was so good. That was so deep. I cannot believe such deep political insight and commentary. I feel so privileged. I feel lucky to have been. I feel lucky to been able to watch this. What a brilliant, brilliant video. Let me see. Oh, 4 likes. Okay, let me ask. Anybody still here? Who's watching? Make yourselves known. My God. That was bad. That was a bad video. Holy crap, do I hate those empty platitudes. People love them so much. I guess that is what you call rhetoric, being a good rhetorician or whatever. Just saying a lot without practically saying anything. The most hated thing in my world. The skill that I have not mastered. The oh God, maybe I should master this skill. Just master just waxing empty poetics without really saying anything of meaning or substance. Maybe then I'd be out there. Oh, hello, Greater Ain't. You're the goat. You're the goat of this stream. Today's a very slow day, I have to admit, but it's okay. We're still having fun. We are still having so much as fun with this. I've been recommended that video. I expected a bit more, but ay, ay, ay. Zanderhall. Zanderhall, Zanderhall, Zanderhall. We can kill whoever we want. Pentagon reserves the right to kill any American they want. Oh, well, cool. That is cool. Thank you. Thank you, Pentagon. How long has this shutdown been going on now? It's like 37 days or what? Polish border guards find smuggling drone carrying hundreds of cigarettes from Belarus. The Belarus cig business is in turmoil and it needs big assistance from drones. Oh, this is interesting. Orban dismisses claims that Hungary owes Ukraine for protecting Europe. I actually want to cover this. Oh, yes. There you go. We're going to cover this tweet. Orban Victor. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this and I'll be right back. I'm gonna change the topic, I guess, of the stream. I'm gonna be right back. I should make a habit of changing the title of stream fairly regularly. Make it my second nature or something. This is good. But we're back. So where's the all right, I'll be right back. We're gonna do Victor. We're gonna do Victor. No. I needed to stretch my bones. As I feel kind of weirdly tired all of a sudden. Farewell. It's 4 a.m. I guess. Hold on. Slow day today. Oh my goodness. Let me see. Well, first let's watch Vine. Oh. Okay, that's YouTube. Ugh. Let me see.
Do you think that that's one of the reasons that the EU is upset with you? Because they want you.
Oh, okay. I would have said, part of me wanted to say on reflex that it's because he breaks the rule of law, that he cracked down on the freedom of the press, that Hungary is not really a democracy, at least not. I think the term that Orban uses is illiberal democracy. But it would be very silly of me to forget that at the end of the day, the European Union enabled Orban Viktor for as long as he stopped being convenient. Okay, if any group is to be blamed for Viktor Orban and his ascension to power, it's the European Union that enabled him, because they needed the seats of his party in the European Parliament, and then he started being useful, so now the European Union criticizes him. That is the cold reality of the situation when it comes to this, but
To ally with them.
First of all, we should define what is European Union and Brussels. They should be our servant, because the European Union is not about Brussels and the European institutions. The European Union...
They certainly have been Orban's servants for a long time in exchange for his favors.
Is about the member states, the sovereign member states. So the European center, Brussels, should serve as a service center for the members who belong to the Alliance of the Nations called European Union. So Ursula von der Leyen, who is the head of the...
Yeah, but also there has to be some sort of solidarity among the members. There has to be some sort of union among the members, you know, like the name implies, a union of allies.
Commission is a bureaucrat who is paid by me. Sorry to be so blunt, but this is the case. So we cannot accept...
Well, no, it's not paid by you. Like, first of all, different European countries made different contributions to the European Union, and also there are countries that have more of a status of contributors, and there are more countries that have more of a status to recipients. And if I remember correctly, Hungary has a status of recipient, and also Hungary has a lot of European Union funds frozen because of its very blatant attacks on democracy. Poland faced similar troubles during the Law and Justice administration.
That she's behaving like the boss of Hungary. This is not the case, because we are a sovereign country, and they don't like it in Brussels.
I know. But Brussels are not acting like the boss of Hungary. Yes, Hungary is a sovereign state. Each member of the European Union are a sovereign state. But once you enter an international agreement, once you enter an international pact, once you enter a union, certain international rules apply, and certain laws will supersede the laws of individual member states. That is very logical. The international law and certain rules of international law will supersede the law of the individual states. In other words, countries do give up a certain amount of their sovereignty in order to be in this union of countries.
Because you are right.
So no. It is not just a clientele. It's not just a group applying for a service as individual countries that is supposed to serve them. No, everybody signs in on a specific cooperation scheme that includes obeying certain rules. That is the whole point. saying otherwise, it's very silly, actually. Today, President Zelensky once again attacked Hungary and the Hungarian government at a conference in Brussels with a variety of accusations. So let us look at the facts. As for support, Hungary has taken in refugees from Ukraine. There have been more than 40 million border crossings from Ukraine since the beginning of the war. That does not mean anything. Border crossings does not mean that Hungary has accepted. You have not said how many refugees Hungary has accepted. You just mentioned border crossings, but those people could have crossed the border to go to a different country rather than Hungary. So I'm not sure why you're mixing border crossings with refugees taken. It's a very dishonest way to manipulate the data for those who will not pay attention. Because Hungary has definitely not accepted 40 million Ukrainian refugees. We operate 3 Ukrainian schools in our country. Okay, this is not, when were those schools open? How long have they been operating? And on what terms? What does that have to do with the war? Have they been opened at the beginning of the war? They have been opened, generally speaking, during the war to help refugees, to help children. Hosted more than 10,000 Ukrainian children at camps in Hungary. I need elaboration on that because that does not tell me anything. Poland has hosted thousands upon thousands of Ukrainian children as well, by the way. What kind of camps? What are those camps? Should I be worried? Train medical staff. Rebuild schools and kindergartens in Ukraine. I need some more details on that. Because if they did, that's good. And last year, we were Ukraine's largest electric supplier. That is interesting. 2024. Who was Ukraine's biggest electricity supplier in 2024? That explains all the blackouts, by the way. In 2024, Hungary was Ukraine's biggest electricity supplier, providing 39% of the country's total imports, followed by Slovakia 23%, Romania 18%, and Poland 14%. Ukraine significantly increased its overall electricity imports by 5.5 times in 2024 to meet its energy needs. So that tracks. That seems to be an accurate statement. Which I'm pretty sure Slovakia and I'm not sure if Hungary has weaponized this, but I know that definitely Slovakia has. Fico has definitely weaponized energy to try to blackmail Ukraine into not stopping providing gas via its territory. So far, we have spent a total of 200 million euros on humanitarian assistance to Ukrainians. It is unfortunate if this means nothing to President Zelensky. Let me see how much Poland has spent on humanitarian aid for Ukraine comparatively. How much has Poland spent on humanitarian aid for Ukraine? Poland has provided 25 billion euro in total aid to Ukraine. Uh, a figure encompassing state, social, and private contributions, making it third globally in total aid after the US and Germany. Wait, really? 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 Interesting. I did not know that. The report says Poland spent 25 billion euro on aid to Ukraine. Of those assistance valued at 106 billion Polish zlotys, humanitarian and economic aid was estimated at Polish 90 billion. Okay, humanitarian and economic. So in other words, it has spent a lot more than Hungary on those things. Is what I was trying to find. I would also draw the President's attention to the fact that the support Ukraine receives from the European Union includes Hungarian money as well. We're not happy about it, but it is still a fact. That's not exactly how that works. That's not exactly how the allocation of European money works. Like how much of that money is Hungarian, quote unquote? How much of it is Polish? How much of it is any individual state? Like this is a silly argument. Also, I like the little, we are not happy about it, but it's still a fact. Hungary has been providing zero military assistance to Ukraine. Hungary's been very openly pro-Russia, and Hungary has been very openly depending on Russian energy. I must reject the suggestion that Hungary owes Ukraine anything. Ukraine does not defend Hungary from anyone or anything. We did not ask for such a thing and never will. The security of Hungary is guaranteed by our national defense capabilities, which I don't think Hungary's national capabilities when it comes to defense are that impressive, and by NATO, of which Ukraine is fortunately not a member. Just throw them to the wolves. No solidarity whatsoever. Throw them to the wolves. Finally, I would like to remind the President that the decision on a country's accession to the European Union is made by the member states unanimously. This means that every member state has the sovereign right to support or oppose the admission of a new member. Hungary does not and will not support Ukraine's membership in the European Union. This is ridiculous. I can understand NATO to some degree, though I strongly disagree with it, but Ukraine should absolutely be able to join the European Union. The fact that Hungary opposes it under Viktor Orban just tells me that Hungary is fundamentally anti-Ukraine and pro-Russian, which, by the way, is partially used to weaponize these ideas are weaponized to gain domestic popularity, because Viktor Orban is right now in big trouble. The opposition party seems to be winning by a landslide in the polls. The upcoming election is not looking good for Viktor Orban. He might actually be ousted out of power via these upcoming elections. And so he is doing everything that he can. He is desperately looking for methods to bolster his base. And one of those methods is pointing at Ukraine, pointing at Brussels and saying, look at those warmongers. They want to drag Hungary into a war. They want Hungarian people to die. They want Hungarian citizens to be soldiers in a war that they do not choose to fight. And I am the only person that will protect you from this fate. I am standing up to Ukraine. I am standing up to the European Union as a sovereign state. I am protecting the sovereignty of Hungary against the fearmongers on both of our sides. We're surrounded, we are besieged, and I'm the only one that can protect us. That is basically a huge chunk of current Viktor Orban's campaign moving forward to the elections. And that is exactly the argument that Orban uses not to let Ukraine join the European Union. The argument presented is if Ukraine is allowed to join the European Union, Hungary will be dragged into war. The entirety of the European Union will be dragged into war. And of course, Viktor Orban has said that maybe it's here. We believe the Union should enter into a strategic partnership with Ukraine without EU membership, which Zelensky has just rejected outright. He has said that Ukraine cannot just be a side member. It is unacceptable to just be some what did he gosh, I've got it here. I've got it here somewhere. This clearly says that let's just say that Zelensky said that Ukraine cannot just be a pseudo member and just left behind. And there we have it. There we have it. Oh yeah, also Hungary has been blocking Moldova's accession to the European Union as well, it seems, not just Ukraine's. That is very interesting. That is very cool. That it seems that Poland has provided. Poland is the third provider of aid to Ukraine after. This is very interesting. The report says Poland spent 25 billion euro on aid to Ukraine. Third after the US and Germany. The report compiled by the Council for Cooperation with Ukraine, operating out of the Polish Prime Minister's office, details Poland's humanitarian, economic, and military assistance since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion. This can be described as a documentation of humanitarian uprising by Poles who simply acted as needed in a moment of trial. The document says that Poland's mobilization, particularly during the first 3 weeks of the invasion, was crucial for Ukraine's ability to defend itself. Of the total assistance valued at 106 billion Polish zlotys, humanitarian and economic aid was estimated at 90. Military deliveries between 2022 and 2024 included 318 tanks, 586 armored vehicles, 137 artillery systems, 10 Mi-24 helicopters, and 10 MiG-29 fighter jets, the report said. Much of Poland's assistance came not only from the government but also from individuals and NGOs. Poland ranked third globally in aid to Ukraine in the 2022-2023 period, according to the report, after the United States, which provided Europe 68 billion and Germany with 33 billion. And Poland has given 25 billion. According to the Polish Economic Institute at Warsaw think tank, 77% of Poles were involved in helping refugees, while 7% hosted Ukrainians in their homes. Very interesting. I did not expect Poland to be overall third in the overall aid to Ukraine. That is actually not something that I expected. Interesting. Oh. Well, I guess that's it for now. Today's a very slow stream, so maybe it'll be luckier tomorrow. For now, good luck and bye-bye. Good luck, all of you who are still watching. Maybe tomorrow will be more lucky. I'll raid you into someone. Whoa, 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 I have to raid you into somebody. Okay, thank you. All right, I'll see you. Bye-bye.